What's something your parents did out of love that you'll never forgive them for? They threw me the perfect surprise 16th birthday party, and by perfect, I mean it ruined everything. I'd finally worked up the courage to tell my best friend Kyle I liked him. We'd been close since middle school, and I'd been crushing on him for 2 years. That Tuesday, we were supposed to hang out. Yus and I had my whole confession memorized. But when I got home, the house was filled with balloons, the smell of cake, and dozens of voices. My parents had secretly planned a huge surprise party. Everyone from school was there, including Kyle and his girlfriend Lila. Mom beamed, "Surprise, honey. You seemed down, so we wanted to cheer you up." Dad filmed everything, saying, "Look how happy she is." I smiled, played along, and watched Kyle hold Lila's hand while I blew out candles. The worst part? About an hour into the party, Kyle somehow managed to pull me aside into the kitchen. Lila was in the bathroom, and everyone else was playing some stupid game in the living room. "Hey," he said, looking nervous. "I need to tell you something important." My heart literally stopped. This was it. This was the moment. "Lila and I broke up yesterday," he whispered. "It's been coming for a while, and I've been wanting to ask if you—" "Surprise game time!" My mom's voice boomed from the doorway. She was holding a charades box, grinning like crazy. "Come on, you two. We're about to start teams." She grabbed both our arms and dragged us back to the living room where 30 teenagers were sitting in a circle, waiting for us. Kyle never finished his sentence. The rest of the night was a blur of charades and cake and everyone singing happy birthday. Kyle kept trying to catch my eye, but there were always people around. Always someone interrupting. By the time everyone left at 11 p.m., the moment had passed. Lila had come back from the bathroom, and Kyle had gotten pulled into some conversation about basketball. The next Monday at school, everything was different. Kyle seemed distant, like he'd lost his nerve. Lila was hanging around him again, saying they were working things out. By Wednesday, they were officially back together, but broke up shortly after. 2 weeks later, Kyle started dating Anna Lee from our chemistry class. They dated all through high school, went to the same college, and got married last year. The crazy thing is, Kyle and I are still best friends. We talk constantly. We're those friends who know everything about each other, who everyone assumes are secretly dating. When Kyle calls me about his fights with Anna, I give him advice. When they got engaged, I helped pick out the ring. I was a bridesmaid at their wedding. Everyone thinks we have this perfect platonic friendship. "You two are so lucky," people say. But here's what nobody knows. Every time Kyle hugs me goodbye, I still feel that spark. Every time he tells me about his problems with Anna, part of me wants to scream that I would never hurt him like that. I've dated other people, of course, but none of them ever felt like Kyle. None of them made me feel the way I did that night in my kitchen, heart pounding, waiting for him to finish his sentence. The worst part is how close we came. Sometimes I'll catch him looking at me with this expression I can't quite read, like he's remembering something. Last month, we were at a coffee shop, and he said, "Do you ever think about your 16th birthday party?" My heart stopped. "Sometimes," I said carefully. "I always wondered." He started, then shook his head. "Never mind." "What?" "Nothing. Anna's picking me up anyway." And just like that, the moment was gone. Again. I found out years later that my parents had noticed I seemed sad lately. They thought I was depressed about turning 16, about getting older. They threw the party to cheer me up, to surround me with friends and make me feel loved. It worked. I smiled all night. I laughed at stupid jokes and played charades and ate cake until I felt sick. But sometimes, when I'm lying in bed at night, I wonder if that one interruption changed everything. If Kyle would have asked me to prom. If we would have dated. If we would have been happy together instead of just being happy for each other. My parents saved every photo from that party. They're still proud of how surprised I looked, how happy I seemed. They bring it up every year on my birthday, talking about what a wonderful night it was. They have no idea what they interrupted. They have no idea that their perfect act of love created a lifetime of what ifs.